Hello, my name is Marco, also known as Schwede, and this is my post-mortem about Ludum Dare 45, where I created the game Mr. Nothing. This time, the weekend was organized months before. Since my wife and I have a small child, I just can't say spontaneously, I'm sorry, but I will be creating a video game the whole weekend. Therefore, my wonderful wife worked out a separate plan so I could have time to participate in Ludum Dare. And of course, surprise, surprise, I go for the Unity engine. I've been working a lot with the Unity engine over many years. I have also worked with it in a professional game studio over a couple of years, so why not stick with that you can handle? But I did my main preparation in Blender, so I could find a suitable and fast workflow to generate graphical content. I have done some modeling over the years, but it have never been my main hobby. I watched a lot of tutorial videos, especially Grand Rabbit helped me a lot to get back into the track. I did a small sample scene to get back the feeling of Unity in Blender. I wanted to forecast possible issues that would slow down my development. I believe that a successful Ludum Dare is created before entering the competition. I went to bed early to rise at the morning glory. I like to get up early and tackle the day with the early birds. My feeling is that I am much more productive when I get up with the sun. My first impression on the theme, you start with nothing, was not really, let's say I was not full of joy. Then, don't most of the game concepts start with nothing? Like Super Mario? Didn't he also start with nothing, had to get to his mushrooms? I'm a poor Mario, please give me something. Or what about every building simulation? Don't you also start with nothing? Anyhow, I started to scribble and do some brainstorming about the topic. After a couple minutes, I had already my idea. What if you don't even start with the character, and you had to pick up items to get visual? I had a feeling that this will be a good concept. But there was a slight problem. I just thought it would be a good idea to do it as a 2D platformer. And why was this a bad idea? Because, of course, I did all my preparation in Blender. I sorted out that I will use the tile system of Unity, but I couldn't see the chance to get it done with Blender. I started up with setting up the basic scene and experimenting with the movement of the player, but in the end I used the movement screen from brackets. Cheetah! Yeah, I know, but I double checked the rule again, and it said here that we just have to include the third-party libraries. So I just went for a go, since I was never a friend of reinventing the wheel too much. Afterwards, I wanted to create my main character, so I started CorelDRAW and did a vector character. After a couple of minutes it was already ready. I sliced the different body parts and created its animation in Unity. And voila, the character was born. But now I wanted a cool effect to get the character appearing and disappearing, so I went for the Dissolver Unity shader graph tutorial on Brekkies. But I reverted this idea since it was too much important for me to get it running on the WebGL format. I read it should be supported, but I just wanted to stick it simple. So I got a nice shader, and of course it was from the internet. So there we had the basic concept of my game. I move, jump, and getting appeared. But I was not sure about to create the levels, and there was always been one thing in my mind since I played with video games. Pixel art. Yes, I had never done pixel art in my life, and now I decided to do it. It was a sort of bit bizarre since I didn't have any experience with it, and I did the preparation in Blender. But there was help, and that was Sprite. Luckily, I already checked pixel art programs before, so I already know of this program, and it was a gigantic help for me. And with the help of Mortem, his tutorials on pixel art, I was able to create my tile set. It took a while to check the tutorials, but they were done very well, so I could create my tile set in a fast manner. I also did the other items in pixel art like the fire thing, the board, bloody spikes. There are also some nice blood under them. And of course the exit of the level. And guess what? I had a lot of fun doing the pixel art. It was like a dream come true. After day 1 I had my rough concept of the game and had finished my tile set. On my second day I focused on creating the level and do final polishing. I could create the levels in a really fast manner with the help of the Unity tile set. It didn't take too long to create all the 6 levels, including the dialogues being displayed. But there was still something missing, since there was no real background. So I added a nice Unity backgrounds with parallel effect. I know the parallax effects didn't work out 100% since there was a sort of couple of gaps, but I think it was okay. The rest of the day was working and finishing up the game. I added also sounds with my voice and the background music with the help of my guitar. And then the time had come to do the build in WebGL. And guess what? It did work directly. I was pretty sure that it would be some build errors there. I just had the problem that there was so many bugs there. So I had to deploy the project at least 25 times. But there it was. My game was finished on time and I had enough time to do some nice promotion screenshots and wrap it up. It was a success. So after the voting it was time to check the results. My overall score was okay I think, but it would have been a lot of better if I will fix my movement bug. Yeah, something terrible went wrong with the controls, since sometimes the character would not jump, even though you became the visual and audio response that he would jump. But the best score was in the theme and what was a really cool thing. So I can say overall that this was a good success for me joining Ludum Dare again after a long period. And I really enjoyed it to get the experience with the pixel art. So I thank you all taking the time to play my game and watching this video. I wish you all folks a beautiful day and take care.